doing well. How are you, Melissa?
Doing good, thank you. The first question I want to ask you, because I actually don't know this answer and I actually know quite a lot about you, but I don't know where you au paired when you were in America.
Oh, okay. Well, this was 20 years ago. I was an au pair in a small town called Lino Lakes in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay, that's so cool. And like you just said, that was 20 years ago. So, how would you say times have changed since you've been an au pair in America and how it is the girls that are going now? What would you say is the difference?
Oh, well, first of all, technology changed a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Back in my day, there was no video interviews. I only had interviews with possible host families on a landline.
What?
You had to be you had to be ready and wait for the phone to ring. You were not expecting a phone call; it just rang. And the interviews, first of all, was over a landline, so that was different.
Oh my God. Wow.
I did not know what my host family looked like. I had one picture that they emailed to my dad's work because we didn't have email at home. One picture of the kids. The parents, I did not know what they looked like.
Wow.
So when I arrived at the airport, I didn't know who I was looking for. So that's changed. And obviously, we didn't have social media.
Yes.
Social media, no cell phones at all. No GPS. Had to drive around with map books.
I love
we,
that.
yeah, we had a lot of fun.
So when you were in America, because I know you travel quite a lot and you love to travel now, but while you were in America, did you also travel as much as the girls do now, or was it a little bit different back then? Was it not possible to travel that much back then?
That's a good question. I've noticed that the girls are traveling more than what I did.
Okay.
I think again, that's because of technology. I mean, you have services like Airbnb or couch surfing, or you have girls connecting on social groups.
Yes.
I mean, it's different back then. So I traveled with my host family to Florida, Disneyland, a few states close to Minnesota, like Wisconsin,
Yes.
Chicago. But that was it. But I've noticed that they are traveling more because I think the world is just more accessible these days, and to make friends is a little bit easier.
No, definitely. I talked to a girl the other day and she said she hasn't been there a year and she already traveled 11 states. I was like, I think there's people that live in America that has never done that. So I was like, good for you. So that was really cool. So it's a bit different than when you were there, but luckily now you've traveled quite a lot. So
Exactly. I think the au pair experience just planted that seed that there is more to the world than Richards Bay, which is a very small town where I grew up in. So it has opened my eyes to there's more to life than South Africa, and living in a small town, you can see more of the world. So later in life, definitely traveling and seeing the world, exploring other cultures became a big priority for me.
Oh, that's awesome. You just said it, and I want to ask you about that. So you just said you grew up in a small town. What was the thing that made you decide to go au pair? What was that? Where did you see it? Did you see an advertisement? Was it just something you've always wanted to do? What made you decide to do that?
Well, back in those days, without Facebook advertising, they came to the school. They left a few, pamphlets and printed brochures.
Yes.
Nothing via email. And I had actually two friends that wanted to do it, so they kind of like encouraged me to also sign up. It was strange because I was a very introverted, shy young lady. You wouldn't recognize me back then. I didn't really speak or open my mouth.
Oh, wow.
I think it was just something inside me that, motivated me. And also being 18 and I don't want to say stupid, but 18 and naive.
Yeah, no, definitely. I get that.
Not really knowing what I'm letting myself in for, and just did it.
That's awesome. I love that you said you just went for it. That's really fantastic. And that you just said you were introvert. There's so many girls that go through this program that I talk to afterwards, or I meet them before they go. And then I see them when they come back and I see a different girl. I'm like, who is this person? The person that left a year ago and the one that came back is totally different people. So I love that you said you just went for it. And now you're au paired and you came back and everything like that. What made you decide to start Carla's Au Pairs?
Well, when I came back, I first went to university and I studied teaching.
Okay.
So I was a second grade teacher for 4 years.
Okay, cool.
Even considered doing something like this. But as luck would have it, I just, woke up one day and felt like this is not the career that I want to do for the rest of my life. So I actually just quit teaching without a plan. So I decided, well, I'll look for a job. Back then we had the job mail printed. You buy the paper and look for the jobs.
Okay.
So I went through the job mail because I thought maybe I can do some au pairing while I figure out what I'm going to do with my life at 28, 29, starting over again. Then I saw an ad for an au pair agency that needed a recruiter. They were based in Cape Town, and I started recruiting, and the rest is history, as they say. I realized that, wow, I'm actually very good at this. I enjoy working with au pairs. It combines all of the passions that I love. I still feel like I'm teaching in a way. So the teaching is there, the passion for childcare is there, the passion for working with young women and traveling. So it just, snowballed from there. And I was very scared to start my own thing. I'm very glad I did, because not looking back now, really loving this life.
That's awesome. So CAP has had a lot of changes and it's growing every day. And I love seeing it. I love seeing all the girls, how excited they are getting of going overseas. And America is going to open hopefully soon and everybody can go on with this stuff. But what is your vision in the next 5 to 10 years for CAP? Where do you see CAP?
That's a really hard question, because if I think back 5 years, I would not have thought I would sit where I am now. The company, it's grown very fast. I started on my own in 2012. I was sitting working out of a spare bedroom in my house, just me, and it really grew fast. Yeah. And the reason why the name of the company is Carla's Au Pairs is because when I was a recruiter, I used to have a little Facebook group for my recruits that I named Carla's Au Pairs. So that group, and I thought, well, everyone knows this group. It's a popular group, it's a popular name. So when I'm going to start my own company, I'm just going to take that name. So that's why the name is Carla's Au Pairs. It's like a thing. It's just because it was the group that was well known on Facebook. It grew very fast. In 3 years, I had to employ people. 2017, I decided to franchise, and I thought that I was going to have slowly, acquire franchisees, but it all happened very, very fast. And here we are. Future, if I had to answer your question, I am very excited about the online academy that I launched this year. Yes. I've never seen something like that. I haven't seen any other companies do this. Just all the free information sessions. There's about 20 people signing up every day. That's awesome. And it's great. And I would really like to, expand on that. We have our professional training on there, which is, I think, amazing. Only paid course that I have there now. All the others are free. But I would like to expand on that. So I would like to get, more courses on there, like childcare courses, just anything that can help an au pair, expand her knowledge and help her to have a successful year. That's the goal.
Fantastic. I love that. So CAP has a few countries that the girls go to. Would you like to add some countries? Are you happy with the ones you have?
Look, I'm always open to new destinations, but it's tough in our situation because of our limitations on our passports.
Okay.
We place South Africans and Namibians, and there's lots of visa limitations. Okay. first thing. So it's really hard to get more destinations. For example, New Zealand, UK, and Australia has a big au pair market, but we can't enter that because we don't get that visa. So that's one thing. The other thing is sometimes there are new countries coming out, but it's not yet well regulated.
Okay.
Always wary about signing a country. I always do my research. I need to investigate if it's safe,
Yes.
it's a legitimate visa. Is the au pair going to have support? I want to meet the people face to face. It's very easy now with Zoom meetings.
Yes.
But so the countries that we do have currently is well-established au pair destinations with regulations.
Okay.
And that's in place. There are some countries that I know other agencies do, and I'm not really comfortable doing those countries yet. I've done my research and I don't want to send people into a situation where it's not 100% safe.
But I love that you said that. I think I remember when I wanted to go au pair in Italy, my mother was like, she's never heard of this. How am I just going? And when I read everything and I talked to you, I love that my mother, she got this thing of, okay, she's calm. She sees other girls went there. And I love that about CAP is that when the parents have all these questions, we actually do have the answers and we have somebody close that can answer these questions. And I do love that. But that takes me to my next question. If you have a parent that is like, I'm not sending my daughter overseas, this is not safe, they're going to kidnap her. We get a lot of scenarios. What would you say to that parent to calm them?
Now that we are a member of IPA, which is the International Au Pair Association, a very well-regulated association, I went through an interview process. I had to give references. It was really tough to become a member.
Yes.
I was quite impressed by their due diligence. So first of all, I would tell the parents to go and look at IPA's website and even to contact them.
Okay.
Ask them questions about how is this industry regulated? How is this safe? And then, to look at our history, there's a lot of people on Facebook that left reviews. There's a lot of Google reviews. So go and read reviews. And also just, speak to people who've been through the process. And don't only look at the agency in South Africa, look at the partners. Who are you partnered with?
That's
only as good as our partners. So I'm very proud that we have long-standing relationships with wonderful international agencies who's been doing this for 20, 30 years. I work with Europair in America exclusively, and I went through them. Usually people don't think about that. They just think about the agency here, but they really have to think about who am I going to be abroad with when I'm actually there, because there has been situations where au pairs need help or assistance or they have questions. And then it's the partners overseas that really step up and help them. And we've never had issues with our international partners.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. And they are very helpful. You said earlier you were a very big introvert and you were not somebody that spoke quite often. And what would you say to that girl that is so scared? She doesn't want to do this because she's afraid she will fail or she doesn't like to talk. She's this big introvert, but she's not taking that leap of faith and just doing it. What advice would you give her to start this amazing journey?
Well, I've learned in life that you can't learn a big lesson in a small way.
I like that.
It's going to be hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat. If you look at my online academy, the courses, it's usually just me speaking on video, explaining the program. It's very honest. We don't sugarcoat, sell something that we don't believe in, but we tell you it's going to be hard, and that. So don't go into this thinking it's just going to be sunshine, and of course you're going to have those amazing experiences, but you can't learn big life lessons and learn more about yourself and what you are capable of if you don't get thrown into the deep end sometimes. And that's how I learned my biggest life lessons. And I'm very grateful for that, because I think I've learned some of my biggest life lessons at 18, 19, which set me up for success in life. Yes. I see people still my age, going around and not being as mature or whatever, or worldly. And I think it's because I had that experience that really made me grow up. So bite the bullet, just do it. Do it scared.
I love that. Do it scared.
I love that too.
I love it. Do it scared. Girl, I want to ask you a question, but before I do that, I remember when I was looking for an agency, I remember the day vividly. I was going on the internet and I was looking for an au pair agency, and I was clicking one after the other and I couldn't find one. And then I found you guys. And I remember I saw your face. There was a face behind Carla's au pair. And I remember that was my way of picking an au pair agency, because I wanted to know there was a person that was looking after me while I'm biting this bullet and just going. Why would you say somebody should pick Carla's au pairs? But what do you think Cap brings to the table for a girl that wants to go on this journey?
Well, I already mentioned a few things, and that's being a member of IPA and having the online academy, also the excellent overseas partners.
Yes.
I think our training is unique. We have the online course, but we also have the in-person sessions.
Yes.
So that is quite extensive. And the fact that we don't, sugarcoat it. We help you through this. We tell you how amazing it's going to be, because it is going to be amazing. But it's not just go work abroad, make cash.
Yes.
It's exchange. It's, being part of a host family. You are literally part of someone's childhood. So it's a big responsibility. And I think sometimes people don't realize exactly what the au pair program is. So it's all about education. So when we have inquiries, we try to set the expectations from the start. This is the qualifications you need. This is what we need from you. And this is what it's going to be. And I think the support, if I would think about one thing that stands out about other agencies, maybe is the support. We are a lot of people. We have 4 franchisees at this stage who are very involved with their au pairs. I have an office that I have about 6 people working for me at my office. Everyone has their thing and everyone's very involved. And all of us have done this. Everyone at CAP, we've all been au pairs abroad. We've all done it. We know what it is. I think that makes us stand out. We are not the biggest agency in the country, but I think we are the most personally involved, and it will never explode and be a massive corporation. It will always be real faces, real people caring. So if someone wants that more personal attention, then I would recommend
realness. That's realness. I love that. So I usually ask this question. You said you've been an au pair about 20 years ago. So I don't know if you remember this one, but I remember going to Italy. I wouldn't say stupid, but there were small things that I was scared of when I got there. I was like, how was I scared about this? How was this something that scared me? Did you have something that you were so scared of, and when you got there, you thought, how was this something that scared me?
Well, putting myself out there and actually making friends. Because very, very shy and introverted. And I remember I got there, and back then we got an actual list of names of all the au pairs in your area, give or take an hour, and with phone numbers, landlines. So you had to pick up the phone and phone the house and say, hi, I'm Carla, I'm a new au pair. Can I please speak to your au pair, Patricia, or whatever? I need to make friends. I remember sitting there with the phone and numerous times putting it down. It took me a few times to actually have the guts to dial the number. And I'm very glad I did that, because I made 2 amazing friends, a French Canadian and a Norwegian au pairs, and we are still friends. So I'm glad I did that, but I remember how hard that was. And, the more you do something scary, the easier it gets.
Yes, yes.
So practice makes perfect. So I vividly remember that feeling.
I really, that's not something, okay, I think we didn't have that. We WhatsApped each other. It was just a quick message.
Yeah.
And you saying that, I think girls going now should go, oh, thank goodness we don't have that, because I'm an extrovert and I would not pick up the phone and call somebody. That's not something I do. I will just send a message. I'm not that person. So that's really cool that you said you had that fear and you got over it. You had to do it, because otherwise you would have been alone there and going through that journey. But you just said you made 2 friends that you still have today. I know this is something dear to your heart, but the CAP sisterhood, this is something that you love to talk about. Would you mind explaining a little bit more about it?
I know it kind of like became our thing, the CAP sisterhood thing, because of the support. I am a feminist. I am all about building up females, especially young women.
Yes.
And I wanted something that, I didn't have. I mean, it's easier these days with technology, but I wanted au pairs to feel that they are part of this special club of sisters that would be there for them. And it's authentic because it's true. It's not just something we are sunning. It's actually something that's really happening. I see it all the time. I see how they speak to each other about the sisterhood. It kind of like exploded into something bigger than what I thought it would be. And it's important to me. I had, as all au pairs, I had struggles when I was an au pair. It wasn't always the best of times. And I wanted to create something that I didn't have, the safety net, just that extra safety net.
Oh no, definitely. And I remember being overseas and talking to other girls and having somebody there when you had an awful day and your parents not really understanding what you're going through because you're the only person going through that at the moment. But then there's another au pair and she's like, my host kit was so bad today. And then you could bond over that and just get over it. So my last question to you is, and it's kind of a little silly one, but it's a cool one. What tips do you have for girls that take trips when they're abroad? What would you fun travel tips that they can do?
Out of experience from just witnessing what au pairs do, they travel together. So make a friend, get in the car and go. And even if you don't have someone that can't go with you, do it alone.
Okay.
I think it's quite a brave thing to travel on your own, and I'm proud of our au pairs. I've seen them doing it, but there are a lot of Facebook groups. I know there's this Au Pair Adventures company in America. I see them doing tours together. They pleasantly surprise you, and again, it's just it's like adding on the cultural experience. It's making friends. I would definitely recommend au pairs to not only make friends with the South African and Namibian au pairs, make friends with other au pairs from other countries. It's kind of like a double cultural exchange that you're getting. You are living in America and you're getting the American culture, but you also have your Brazilian friend and your German friend.
Yes.
And, you get to and then travel to see them. I mean, it's always cheaper to go and sleep on someone's couch.
That's true. That is so true. I remember when I was in Italy, I made friends from all over the world. And I thought these are people I would never in my life thought I would talk to them or have anything in common with them. Till this day, I'm almost back 6 years. I still talk to them. I still know what's going on in their lives. And I never thought I would have that relationship with people. And CAP gave me that. So I'm really grateful for that. So Carla, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for showing people the person behind Carla's au pairs. I think this will give a lot of girls more information and calm their hearts like it did mine when I saw your face that day. So thank you so much for giving me your time.
Thanks, Melissa. I also just want to add that I'm also very proud of you. I've seen you grow up during the past few years, and I appreciate you being a part of our sisterhood always, and helping us with these videos and au pair interviews. It's really nice to see someone's passion ignited by traveling. So we are very proud to have you as part of our sisterhood.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I love doing it. Have a lovely day, Carla. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.